What's up, guys? AJ Cline here. Tonight I want to talk about something a little bit different. Maybe a little bit on the different side of things than what you're used to hearing me talk about. And if I begin to make anyone feel uncomfortable, please forgive me. Show me a little bit of grace. Walk with me here. Because I feel like each and every one of you who have run across this can relate, either in the past, currently, or in the future. For those of you who have been around for a while, know a little bit of my background. I grew up dysfunctional family. Nobody got along. Everybody fought, fussed. There was always drama. I even witnessed a fight at a funeral of a relative. That's what I grew up in. That was, I guess, the heart of my family. What I want to say tonight, a lot of people feel like it's wrong. A lot of people feel like this isn't the way that you should be. But I want to say this. You have to do what's right for you. You have to look at the plate that you hold in front of you. You have to look at each person that you're responsible for. And you have to make the best decision for your plate, for your responsibilities, for your circle. Over the past few years, Jennifer and I have had to face some decisions. Me personally, I have had to face some decisions. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm just going to say this person or that person. But every time I say that, know this. When I say this person or that person, it is somebody who is close to me. Somebody who should be going through the fire with me. In the beginning of our relationship, we started catching a lot of flack from certain people in my family. That flack did not look like it was going to be easy. So we decided to just weather the storm. You know, it'll all come around. It didn't. And as time went on, feelings began to be hurt, lies began to be spread, and I became angry. This particular person in my life who I had never had a great relationship with, but it had always been me and them. I wanted to try to nurture something better in the future. I was just coming out of a divorce to a person that this family member seemingly didn't like for all of these years. But with this person in my family, I wanted to nurture something better. And as I tried to nurture something better, I uncovered more and more family betrayal toward me, and I really didn't know why. So as I dug through this, I realized that there were lies coming from this direction. There were lies coming from this direction. And this person who should have had my back, this person who should have been there for me, my flesh, my blood, was part of the lies. fueling things, sparking things, and betraying. Not once, but twice. Not twice, but several times. I decided to just let bygones be bygones. I went to the table of reconciliation, as I call it, to just let things go and move forward. And every single time I would let things go and move forward, it seemed like I just kept pouring in, and nothing was coming from the other side except for more lies and more betrayal. And for that particular situation, I had to make a choice. For all of the years of my life, I had dealt with this dysfunction in my family. And whenever I married Jennifer, I decided I no longer wanted to be a part of that dysfunction. I wanted to try to be something better, right? I wanted to try to create something better. So when I'd go to these tables of reconciliation, as I call it, and I would try, and nothing would change, finally I had to make the decision, hey, and just take a step back. I didn't do it without pain. I didn't do it without a lot of anguish. I didn't do it without a little bit of depression. But I had to do it. See, because the way I look at it is, if I'm in a relationship with someone who is supposed to be close to me, then they need to be close to me. All of my private, intimate information should not be going to the very people who are trying to destroy me, to the very people who are trying to drag my name through the mud. This person who's supposed to be close to me should be essentially defending me, but they weren't. It seemed like they were all part of whatever game this person was playing. And naturally, when I decided to step back, I was accused of abandonment. I was accused of being wrong. But in my head, I kept asking myself, how am I wrong when I just want to be happy? How am I wrong when I just want to see my wife without this distress from hearing all the lies that are going on? How can I be wrong to want a relationship that's genuine, no betrayal, that's loyal? How could I be wrong? So I took that with me, and I allowed that guilt to take me back to this table of reconciliation. It's the same result. So I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. And until something can change and there can be a genuine relationship between me and that person, and no relationship between that person and the people who are trying to destroy me, I can't. I just can't. And it rings in my head, little things that were said over the years, trying to blame Jennifer for me not being around, when the reality was I didn't want to be around because I knew you wasn't real. Me, after passing out on the way home, stopped breathing, turning blue, The only thing to save my life that day was Jennifer being quick to respond and call 911 and protect me from falling out of the vehicle while I was unconscious. And when I came to, I puked on her. She was standing out in the rain. She was taking care of me. I can remember this person being in the hospital when I was incoherent with my words. I could not function, but I could understand everything that was going on around me. This person came into the hospital, greeted and hugged the people who were trying to drag me through the mud, turned to my wife, who just stood out in the rain, was puked on, was quick to respond when I wasn't breathing, and saved my life. This person responded to her with, "God, you look awful." The woman that saved my life, the most beautiful woman that I've ever seen. After that person saved the life of your flesh and blood, you're going to say you look awful? And I'm supposed to be, but I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy for not wanting to have a relationship. How could that be? There's another person in my life, a very similar situation. I've tried and I've tried. And it's not a situation where I've had a disagreement or this. This is a situation where I've poured out. I've opened up my home. I've brought this person in. I've brought their family in. And I've fed them. I've tried to give them biblical counsel, all to turn around and continue to be lied about, for my name to be drugged through the mud, for my wife to be bad-mouthed. But when I decide I need to step back, I'm the bad guy. How can that be? I can remember spending time every month or so typing out a letter or a note to some of my family and my cousins, and I'd send it out, and they'd respond out of courtesy, I guess. But eventually I realized that I'm the only person that's reaching out. I'm the only person that was giving anything. So I stopped. And then I'm the bad guy. You never talk to us. You never say this. But I was the one. The fact of the matter is sometimes you're not going to make people happy. You can't make everybody happy. And you have to look at your plate, your responsibilities, and take care of that. You're going to be bad-mouthed. You're going to be lied to. You're going to be lied about. But you must stand tall in the truth that you know you're doing what's right. I've said this once. I'll say it 1,000,000 times. I only want to put forth an effort in having an intimate relationship with those people who are willing to stand up for me and walk through the fire with me. And if you're not willing to walk through the fire with me, then don't expect me to chase you for a relationship. Does that sound harsh? I don't think so. Because every relationship is 100% on both sides. It's just the way it is. Years ago, I let this same topic bother me. And I can remember having what I call a dark Sunday. I woke up depressed, worried, thinking about everything that these people in my life had done and said. And Jennifer could tell something was wrong. That was the day. That was the day that I was like, you know what? Everything has to change. And I was going to move forward. But see, I kept seeing this guilt pulling me back to this table of reconciliation. And I'm finally to the point I can't go back to that table. Because some people aren't going to be in a relationship with you for the right reasons. Some people are only in things for themselves. Some people you will never have a genuine relationship with. That's not worth my time. It's not worth your time. Don't. That may sound harsh. If it is, forgive me. That's where I'm at. So I want to talk about something for a second. And it has to do with all of this family dysfunction that I have to let go of. And if that means letting go of relationships, then that means letting go of relationships. And I'll tell you why. Scripture says, if the right hand causes you to sin, cut it off. But we know that's not a literal statement. What that means is whatever is in your life that causes you to sin, cut it out. Get it out of there. So if I'm chasing these relationships and all I'm seeing is lies and betrayal, and my heart is growing bitter and I'm growing angry, I'm sinning. And the source of that sin is coming from the way these people are. So in all honesty, cutting off my right hand. What's causing me to sin, I'm getting it out. And the way I look at it is God has ordained my marriage. My marriage is the first and foremost relationship outside of my relationship with Christ that I even need to be worried about. Everything else comes behind that. See, because your marriage is a covenant. It's supposed to last until you get to heaven. All other relationships are a little bit different. They have their own dynamics. And if God wants to ordain other relationships for me to be in, be it with my family or my friends, then He will ordain those and He will make sure that those relationships are right. And for those people who aren't right, who want to drag others through the mud, who want to lie, who want to betray, that's evil. It's evil in their hearts, and I don't have time for it. I don't have time for that. And I know that there's somebody out there that's going through this right now, who has went through this. You might be struggling with that guilt because you're not talking to that person who drug you through the mud. You're not talking to that person who is constantly cutting you down. That's fine. Forgive them. Forgive them. That's the key. I have forgiven. And I love the people that I'm not in a relationship with. I love them enough to say, hey, we can't have a genuine relationship because I know your heart and I know mine, and they're not like-minded. So we need to stay on separate sides of the fence. It's okay if you need to say that to somebody, because not everybody's going to go through that fire for you. You need to look people in the eye. You need to test their heart, test their character, test them. And if they're not willing to stand up for you and go through that fire for you, then don't waste your time. If it's not going to be a genuine relationship from the heart, don't waste your time. I'm not saying cut off everybody who you have a disagreement with. It's not what I'm saying. Some of my closest people I've had disagreements with. That's life. But you know what I mean. Those people who just are dark, have that evil spite about them, who are going to cause you to sin and be angry. It's better to just sever that relationship and move on. I feel like it's better for everybody, all parties involved. Because what happens is this person who is throwing the knives or the backstabs or whatever you want to call it, it's not only hurting the person they're throwing at, it's hurting all of the people around them. It's hurting it's hurting people they don't even realize. So it doesn't matter if it's friend or family member, blood relative, non-blood relative, biological child, non-biological child, stepchild, real child, mom, stepmom. None of that matters. I've came to the conclusion that my family are those that want to stick by me. My family is those that is going to stay up for me, that are going to come to the hospital at 1 a.m. because they know that I'm terrified and scared for my wife. What can I do for you? That's what your family would tell you. So find those people who are willing to go through the fire for you, who love you enough to say, hey, you're in a battle. I'm going to be in a battle. We're going to do this together. You're not alone. Find those people and love those people and be intimate in a relationship with those people. Get close. Know each other. Fight for each other. Don't let somebody fall without picking them up and taking them on. It's just my heart. It's just my heart, guys. It might be a little bit different than what y'all are used to from me. I just want to be real. I want to be in real relationships, real friendships. This life's too short to be chasing after people who don't care for you. It's too short for me to be chasing after people who don't care for me. And if people can't love my wife, then I'm sorry. Me and my wife are one. So if you don't love her, you don't love me. You can't have one without the other. A woman's my heart. She's been there for me in these years, these few short years that we've been married. She's been there for me more than any of my blood relatives have been there for me. And that says a lot. It's just something to think about. Who's there for you? That's your family. That's your family. Let me get off here. Go get some sleep. Till next time, remember, repent, transform, praise and worship, and only chase after those that are going to chase after you and have a good, genuine relationship. God bless y'all.